Could I have Bebe Frayle for the Riverside Community Network? Kia ora and welcome.
Kia ora. Do I continue even though there's a... Okay, we'll try and keep this brief. So we are here, Louise and I are here representing the Riverside Community Network. We were formerly a collection, kind of a loose collection of RAs and community groups in Burwood, Avondale and Dallington, and we've kind of more formalised this loose connection into our network. Our primary focus is to see the provision of a community facility in our area. So this has come out of a 2017 needs analysis that was completed that identified the lack of a community hub in our area. This was identified pre-earthquakes as being a gap, and post-earthquakes more of a gap, as some of our key community facilities have been taken from us. So we've now completed as a group a feasibility study and a high-level business case for a community facility, and it has concluded, it's in draft at the moment, that there is an active, supportive and capable group of residents associations and community groups in the area, that the best approach for this community facility is a trust governance approach formed by these groups, that the approach that we want to take is aligned with the community facility network plan that the council is undertaking. I don't know where that's up to, but that the report identifies a suitable location for us, and that there is a possible existing building with the right configuration of spaces that we're looking at. It's adjacent to a local church with lots of community activity already taking place, but limited space to grow and accommodate other community activity. The local church is happy to partner with a future trust, but the partnership arrangement means that the trust is then not reliant on the church for its continued success. So we can operate independently of the church, but the church can be a part of our trust, and we can work together on our facility. It would be a campus-style development supporting a range of community activities, and these activities are currently taking place in a variety of places around our groups. So the Dallington Community Trust, the Wainoni Avonside Community Services Trust, that's Betty Chapman if you know her, All Saints Church, Burwood Christian Centre, New Brighton Men's Shed that's just about to move over to All Saints Church, and Otakaro Park Scout Group, which is sitting very close to the red zone all by itself at the moment in Dallington. So we're just here to remind you that this work is underway, and that once we sign off our feasibility study and business case, we'll be looking for sources of funding to get this work started. We note that there's very little funding for our area in the draft annual plan, and we accept why this is. It's a trade-off between rates rises and, you know, giving every community agency that comes to you money. But we're just letting you know that we'll be back to talk to you when we've finished our feasibility work with a more detailed view of what we need from council.
Excellent, thank you. So, questions? Jimmy Chen.
I ask you one question, okay? Yeah, thank you. So this one, the new community center for the Burwood, Avondale, and Dallington, whether it's replaced original shut down, closed the Burwood Community Center or not?
So
is this one?
the existing Burwood Community Centre?
Yes.
I think you're referring to the school hall, aren't you? That was knocked down.
Oh yeah, there was a school.
Yeah,
and that site is now
hall.
empty. So
Yeah,
it's been considered by our group as a potential site on the corner of Lake Terrace Road and New Brighton Road.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
that's right.
beside that is All Saints Church, which is also a consideration for. They have land available, and we're having a conversation with them about that. And then there's another building next to that which is vacant, and a heritage building which is also for consideration.
Okay, thank you.
Dion.
Sorry, you put me off. Saturday. Is this bad or is this a dab? Is it dad?
Yeah,
or is
yeah.
it
It used to be bad, but some of our older members didn't like us being called the badass, so we've renamed ourselves to the Riverside Community Network. So it's a bit more professional sounding.
No, why can't you just do a dab, you know?
Yeah,
be hip.
yeah.
No, sorry. No, serious question. How much in a ballpark kind of thing are we talking about here? Is it
Probably $2.5 million.
So is that capital or OPEX?
That's capital, and the OPEX, we've got a business case at the moment that shows us covering the OPEX ourselves.
Okay,
So
so-
running the model is that, the governance model is that we run our own community centre, but we're looking for a range of funding sources for our CapEx.
And so the CapEx bit will be you said there's an existing building, so that's a refit cost.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, purchasing the building.
Oh, it's actually purchasing the building. Okay.
And then, and it's an earthquake damaged building.
Yep.
So looking at the cost
The
to repair.
strengthening. Okay, cool.
Yep.
Thank you.
Good. Anyone else? Phil?
Thanks, Bebe. And I'm just wondering that it's clearly a sizable project, whereas and there's been sounds like there's been a long-standing need for this. But I guess other communities would have smaller kind of like meeting places or hubs. So I'm just wondering, why is your group looking at such a pretty stand out there type project as compared with a smaller one?
I think we identified that in working our way through how we were going to arrange this, each of our communities wanted their own space, but each of our communities is halved by the red zoning. And so we are now quite small communities. So Darlington is a very small community. And we understood that there may not be a justification for a community centre for our area at quite a great cost for a couple of thousand people. So we kind of thought, draw together into a bigger grouping. And we're still not that big a grouping, even all joined together.
Thanks for explaining that.
What is that total when you add up the residents of all three?
I think we're about a couple of thousand each. So maybe 6,000 or 7,000 residents in the... It depends on how you define us.
Because Burwood's
Yeah,
quite
Burwood is
large.
quite large. I don't have the numbers for Burwood, for Darlington.
If I may,
Thank you, Glenn.
It's the Burwood East.
It's Burwood East.
So,
Yeah.
it's more obviously from Bassett, Harnwell, eastward. So it takes in the new housing development and a little wee bit of what was left after the red zoning.
But we
So-
also support Horseshoe Lake, and there's a little bit in the middle that nobody has taken responsibility for that we'd want to gather into our hub also.
Yeah, Golf Links RA's gone on the back burner, and there isn't one for Horseshoe Lake as such. But
No, and Windsor also is in recess.
yeah,
Is that where we live?
yeah, yeah. That's our area, which is
Yeah.
effectively Horseshoe Lake. I get the newsletter. I'm just in the boundary. But
Yeah. Special delivery to Glenn.
No, well, look, thank you very much. I mean, I'm very aware of the area, obviously, but it's a little bit challenging.
Yeah, I mean, I guess what we wanted to say is just that we're not here for a handout. We're working hard for ourselves,
Yeah.
but we will be coming and talking to you about budgets in the
Yeah.
future.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And your community board was fully in support, by the way.
Yes, they
so,
are. They've
yeah.
endorsed our approach.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right.